how do you, A, gather the information you need in order to determine what the probability distribution is to the best of your ability? Then B, how do you dynamically change those probabilities as they change? And then how do you make changes to your strategy in real time in order to take all of that into account? And I want to embed this within the larger point about cycles, which is that you want to know when you want to tilt into the wind or when you want to tilt against it.
You know, one of the things I'm happiest with is the subtitle of the book, which is Getting the Odds on Your Side. You just said we never know what the future holds. I believe that very strongly. If you look around, there aren't a lot of people who have been successful at investing on the basis of macro predictions for the economies, currencies, rates, markets. You know, most of the people who have been very successful as investors, it's because they could tell a cheap stock from an expensive stock. And of course, I oversimplify. But it's really hard to make non-conformist predictions for the economy or the macro, which turn out to be exceptionally correct.
And that has to do with the complexity of the global economy, right? There's just many more variables.
And randomness in the world, you know? And, you know, I think one of the important things for people to remember is that this is not science. There is no schematic diagram. You know, you walk in the studio, you turn on the light switch, lights come on every time, because that's how these things work. And in the book, I quote the physicist Richard Feynman, who said physics would be much more difficult if electrons had feelings. And the point is that markets and economies are nothing more than aggregations of people, and people have feelings. And so the way a market is going to work is unpredictable. Sometimes you throw the switch, the market goes up. Sometimes you throw the switch, the market goes down. Sometimes a company has reports a good quarter, the stock price goes up. Sometimes it doesn't change at all. It can even go down if they announce an earnings gain which was less than people expected and factored into prices. So it's really hard to invest on the basis of a forecast for the future.